Today, America is reacting to President Trump's first address to a joint Congress. The president took on a bit of a more neutral tone than usual.
Joining us on the phone now is Missouri Democratic Congressman Emanuel Cleaver. Congressman Cleaver, thank you for joining us. The overall tone last night struck many people as more unifying than in the past, but how did you take it?
Well, I don't think there was a single person in the Capitol last night that didn't think that the tone had changed dramatically. And I think that's going to help the president in his poll numbers. But it's important for you to know that, remember, his staff, Kellyanne Conway and others have told us for more than a year, well, don't pay much attention to what he says. It's his way of talking. So it's a little confusing, but I think it's going to work with people around at home, the political class, and probably editorial boards around the country probably not going to be that pleased, because look, he said the same things that he's been saying for over a year. He dressed it up in some prettier tones.
Yeah, a good point to single that out. It will be interesting to see what the poll numbers do. Former Kentucky Governor Stephen Beshear gave the rebuttal to the president, talking about Trump's response to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act. Of course, he says he wants to lower the cost and expand access, but Beshear says that would rid health care from the people who need it most. When you hear this and when we talk about this conflict, Emanuel Cleaver, what do you think of it? How do you think this is going to play out?
Well, keep in mind two things. One, we're not anywhere near an Affordable Care Act replacement. I'm sure people around the country, believe that because of what the president said. The truth is, the Republicans thought they had a solution earlier, and there was such a revolt inside the Republican conference when it was presented that the speaker had to back away from it. They have no idea what they're going to do, and it's going to be I think some time before we see a real piece of legislation, and none of the things that the president said last night were said with any detail. So we it's difficult to analyze something or prepare to respond to something when there was no detail. It was a speech about economic nationalism. It plays well around the country, which is we're going to use U.S. Steel. All the companies are going to come back. Unfortunately, if you go down to the former site of Armco Steel, as much as I would love to see it back, it was in operation during my term as mayor, but I don't think it's going to come back, and I don't think the coal jobs are going to come back either. Those people desperately need jobs, but remember, he just said it's coming back, and but that doesn't mean it's coming back.
Okay.
Congressman Emanuel Cleaver, we're going to have to stop it there. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us this morning.